what's up, everybody? We're sipping some tea tonight because we're about to talk about some crazy people, you know. But basically, this is the real villain. Welcome on our channel,
Nicky.
Yeah, today we're going to be talking about something that a lot of people are talking about on Twitter. Love is Blind.
On all socials.
Yeah, on all socials.
TikToks.
Right. The TikToks are crazy.
The grams. All of them.
I haven't seen it that much on the grams. But on TikTok?
On TikTok, they be TikToking about it.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying on the grams, the people themselves, on the contestants, they have been posting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But Twitter has been crazy. Twitter has dragged people.
Well, tell them what we gonna talk about, because we're just...
but pretty much, Love is Blind, season 5. We're going to be talking about this very underwhelming season. At least for me, it was very underwhelming.
It was messy, though.
It was messy, but how is it messy and underwhelming at the same time? You know what I mean?
Because we don't get into that too. You know we have some behind the scenes tea for those of y'all who don't do all the TikToks like that.
Well, listen, I was on Twitter I was searching, okay, because I need to know.
See, me, I didn't want the spoilers before, and then as soon as I saw the last episode, and I was like, now give me all of those videos I skipped. And I went back and I searched it. Come on, tea. So.
Pretty much by the time this episode's
back to the...
Do it again? Can we please skip that in? Because that's hilarious.
Just the Okay, so
what were we talking about? Yeah, so pretty much we're going to be talking about how this season was messy and underwhelming. And I don't understand how you can have a messy season and all the women underwhelming at the same time. You know what I miss? I miss Jocelyn Hernandez's time on TV, because at that time reality TV actually was entertaining. That's what I would say.
It was definitely violent. It was definitely violent.
But wasn't it entertaining?
It was entertaining.
Wasn't she the star player of the whole VH1 franchise?
See, you need to get back to the Housewives, because there's still some messiness here. I'm telling you, Potomac.
I know you right. You know what? I'm going on vacation. I'm going to watch
She's missing the mess. But anyways, we're not talking about the Housewives. We're talking about Love is Blind, and we start off, as always, with your favorite hosts, Nick and Vanessa, coming into the pods. 10 women, and then whatever the hell they say is love, truly, but whatever. We don't care about them.
How many people do this crazy shit? No, because we need to look into it.
I think it's 10-10.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
I could completely be wrong.
That's also crazy.
I don't know. It's some people in there. So the pods was interesting because one, we first met the crazy Lydia. Excuse me, you know what? I don't want to say crazy right away. And I'm trying to be F it. I'm gonna be me. I'm just gonna be me.
You were trying to be nice?
I was trying to be PC. You can't say crazy.
No, fuck that.
But I'm gonna have to say what it is, okay? We meet Lydia. She's a what? First time we see her. We meet some people who don't know where they work, where they live at. What they do when they move in. That was Miriam.
But they have a business.
We met some people who is a little boring. Loves America.
Red, white, and blue, baby.
Listen.
Red, white, and blue.
The way.
Listen.
We met a lot of people. But the interesting stuff started happening when we met a man who is, for me, just the haircut. Whenever I see that haircut, we know this guy is about to be a mess. And that was Mr. Uche.
So for anybody that has that haircut right now,
a mess.
If you're a nice person, we apologize.
Very sorry. Sorry to that man. Yeah, so there in the pause, there's a triangle between Uche, Alia. Well, there's no triangle.
No, that's what I was going to say. There's not really a triangle.
It's just Uche and Alia at first.
They're just talking.
At first. We forgot this guy. We met on the Baldy.
Izzy?
What is his name? Izzy. Ismail. He is Latin origin, and he is the hot boy in the pot. He has all the connections.
Everybody was loving him.
Everybody wanted Izzy.
Everybody wanted Izzy. And this was me watching because I was like, I don't see it.
You don't see it?
No, because but then again, we don't see all the conversations though.
I'll tell y'all this.
We don't see all the conversations.
Before I got to know Izzy, because we're going to get there later. Me, when I saw it...
but you saw. They weren't supposed to see.
When he... So je sais. But when he started speaking, I was like, I know he's... But I texted her. I was like, he's about to be a lot of people's number one.
She really did text me that.
As it was going on, usually all of these people are fighting over Izzy because he had the right words. He had the right answers that women are trying to here.
We're gonna need to get into that fighting over Izzy thing because at some point it just gets...
Yeah, we're gonna get into, because the pods was we spent like 4 episodes in the pods where usually we only spent about 2, so that's when I knew they had nothing this season because we were in the pods for so long.
And so that's what I'm gonna say. I need the editors, and I know you have a lot of people above you trying to make you do stuff that you don't necessarily want to do. Spice it up, make it better, do the cuts differently, like, you know, offer us something entertaining to watch, because I feel like that was a waste of my time. Yeah, do your job. Like, and again, no shade, because I'm not an editor, but I'm just saying. And if you feel like the season ain't good, just wait for next season. No, seriously, sometimes you have to learn how to... Netflix has enough content, maybe not, actually. But Netflix says, hey, you have enough things that you could be like, you know what, we're going to chill on that one, and we're going to, you know...
No, they don't
do something else. Okay, but they could hire people. There's a lot of people out there that have content ideas.
You're here and you're hireable, and you have the... my friend, she has the content.
A lot of us got content.
You know what I mean? Like, just hire her, call her. Okay, so back to the pods, right? So then, yes. But Uche and Alia, they were the only each other's connections. Like, they didn't have any other mess. Izzy had Johnny. He had Lydia, kind of. And but
can we talk about how, you know what, we'll talk about Lydia and how she really wanted to be chosen.
From Izzy?
From everyone.
She wanted whoever was wanting her.
She wanted to be loved. Okay, she said it.
C'est ça. So yes, and then who's the other connection he had? Stacy, obviously. So yes, he had 3 connections, and I'm sure he had some other people that he was flirting with, but those were the 3 that they mentioned. He ends up cutting off Lydia from jump. Yeah. He's like, you know... It was funny the way he cut off.
But at least he did. No, because some people just... He did, at least.
But it was funny because she came in like, hi, but you're my number 1.
She was so happy.
Like, you're my number 1. Am I your number 1? Come on, tell me you're my number 1. And he was like, hey.
You know what was funny about that? Is that, what's her name, Stacy? She knew what was going to happen at that moment, because she saw Lydia being all giddy and stuff, and you could tell, like, from her face, at some point they showed Stacy, and I was like, oh, she knows. And she knew, and she didn't want to say nothing. She was like, you know what, I'm just going to let this play its course.
Stacy played it right.
Oh, she did.
She played it right.
She did, but that was very funny how they did that. That little moment. It was like, wow.
And Alia, you know, she stayed calm with it. She didn't tell people who her number 1 was. I was like, that's how I would have.
That's how you're supposed to play the game. Why are you going ahead, like going around and this is like, this is who I like. He told me this. Don't say nothing.
Hush your mouth. You have your connection with him. I have my connection. We'll see what happens. And that's what she did. So he let go of Lydia. Then he's between Johnny and Stacy.
Johnny
is going around telling everybody that he's her number 1. Mind you, in the meantime, Johnny is talking to who? Chris. Chris is a sweet little man, from what I saw.
He's a sweet little
man.
Why the pause before?
You weren't sure? I didn't say anything alarming for him. He's a little bit like, he's a little bit of a pushover, a little bit, you know, but he seems sweet. And she's telling people that Izzy's her number 1, not Chris. And why? Because Izzy is like apparently the type that she would more go for, and Chris is her safe choice, she said. These were her words.
But see, and this is where I need some of us to really think about what we say, you know, and how we say it, because going around saying, here's the type that I usually choose, but the other guy is probably safer, but I want to go for the type that I choose even though I know it's so bad for me, but the safer choice is so nice. What you're saying is, yeah, this guy is looking all shiny and bright, and the other one's but you know, I guess I could do it because he gonna treat me right. That's fucked up.
I just thought that was insane.
That's fucked up.
And that's,
you don't say that to
Chris when he sees this. Like, I just felt bad because I'm like, also, what do you mean he's safe? Like, he's gonna treat you well.
Literally, that's what it is. He's gonna treat her right, and he's probably not gonna be a fuckboy.
Ladies, we need to talk about this. Why do we do this? I'm saying oui parce que des fois.
And then the nice guy's gonna be like, see, we never win. And it's like, you see stuff like this and you're like, damn, I can't even. Because, hey.
Bon. So, yes, she ends up telling Chris that she's gonna be, you know, going on to the other side. However, when Chris is going back and he's crying, and he's in his feels, because he was really hurt. Chris was hurt.
Because he really chose her. He really was like, this is her. Like, he was, because he really told her, like, for me, it's you.
That's
like,
you.
He even was like, I thought I found my wife.
Like, he was so distraught. And after he also, my opinion, he had such deep conversations with her. He opened up about something that happened in his youth like about like when he lost his virginity, and he even like
so
he never had told anybody that.
But she wanted to choose Izzy.
So then she breaks up with him. She goes to Izzy. Izzy tells her actually, shoe drops, that he's going with Stacy. Bam.
That was so funny. That moment was like a full circle. It's like a girl you thought.
I was like, this is so messy.
And for me, it's the fact that she went back to Chris after that.
Man, let's talk before she even went back to Chris. She goes back in the pods, and now she's because she knows Stacy is the other woman now. She's talking cash shit. Okay? She said, oh, well, this is why his credit is bad. Well, that's never gonna work out if he chooses her. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, now all of a sudden he ain't shit. Right? Because he didn't choose you. And you mad that I was mad because my only thing was like with Stacy, I respected her in the pods because she was just like, she did not mess with the other women. She wasn't catty. You know, she was supporting.
She came to do what she had to do. She came to meet a man. She didn't come to be a girlfriend.
That's what I'm saying.
Other people.
And that's what I didn't like what Johnny was doing because it's like, what kind of girl? She's not supposed to have. She has no loyalty to you. Like,
but Johnny also wanted to be chosen. Like, she's a
by Izzy.
Yeah.
By Izzy because Chris was a consolation prize. Let's be real.
And so you see, here's the thing. I feel like her behavior after that, when she started talking shit and all of that, I'm just like, does it stem from stuff like that, like happening to you before in the past and you weren't chosen, or maybe something happened and you feel like you feel a way, so now you need to like talk shit about people? Like, what is it? Because you could have just been like what's her name? You could have just been like, what's that? Why Lydia? She could have just been like Lydia and just cried. Because Lydia just cried and she said, I want to be loved.
Right. No,
she wasn't
but
like
Johnny's a petty person.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, why did you feel the need to like...
And that's why I'm going to talk about Lydia because a lot of people have their thoughts about Lydia, but my thing is that like, she's not as horrible of a person as people think. Does she have a screw loose? Yes. But is she a bad person? I do not think so. But I'm going to get to that. Because Johnny, what she did was vindictive and very much unnecessary, in my opinion.
I was like, how old are we? How old are we?
5. We're 5. And it reminded me of Homegirl from the last season.
Wasn't it Chrissy? No. What was
Irina?
her name? Irina? Which one? The blonde or the brunette?
The brunette.
Oh, yeah, Irina. Jesus Christ.
That was it. Just the childish behavior.
She was a child.
Like, I didn't like that stuff. So... Okay, and then Izzy proposes to Stacy whenever they're engaged. We didn't mention real quick because I don't even remember about these people in the pods. Taylor and JP got engaged in the pods too.
True, but we need to go back on the fact that
Chris, we're talking about.
That she went back to Chris. And that when Johnny went back to Chris and she was like, you know what? I don't know if she said I should have chosen you or something like that, but basically
she basically
said that, and he was just like, I thought I found my wife, but apparently not, so no. And I was like, yes, King. Like, seriously, when he said no, I don't want you, I was like, yes, King. Okay, do your thing. Like, don't be a second choice for nobody. Don't be the second choice.
Because he and Izzy had spoken as well.
Exactly.
Izzy told him that she said that she loved him. Like, so he had all these things in his mind. And also she told him contradicting statements about like, I chose you because like I didn't go with you because you were safe. And then she told Izzy, no, I'm choosing you because you're what I never get, what I never go for. And she told Chris the exact opposite. So they caught her in a little lie, but she, whatever. So at that moment, like you said, he stands up for himself. So we thought.
Because I was really happy. I was like, yes.
I was so happy because I just didn't like Johnny at all at that point. So I was just like, ugh.
It's like, I just want to say, all these people go on TV and they look crazy as hell. And then they won't have to, and it's not even TV, it's Netflix, so we could just watch this shit whenever we want to. That's crazy.
Right, you're right. It's gonna be here forever.
Forever.
And then let's get into the real situation in the pods, right? Because was that everything that from?
Yeah, because they didn't show anything this season. Yeah. It was very bland.
JP and Taylor got engaged. I don't remember what they talked about. I think they got engaged in the first episode. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like we need to talk about maybe Lydia and Milton a little bit.
Yeah, that's where we're going. We're going here. So now
that's the last.
So now we have Uche and Alia, who are talking, and they intersect with Lydia and Milton. At first I found them boring, but I was
but they were cute in their thing. It's not for me, but it used to.
I guess I thought she was very pretty. I found him very like
she's gorgeous.
Matter of fact, he had no personality to him. Like I didn't like his energy, to be honest. I just did. He was very like.
If I tell you who you reminded me of,
Please tell me. Please tell me.
No, do you remember? No, not somebody we know.
Oh.
It's somebody from remember, I think it was last season, there was this Asian guy that was like, yeah, I like to do this.
I know who you're talking about.
I forgot his name.
I know who you're talking about.
But it's giving him an actor. And he even put the eye drop so he could cry.
Yes.
That was a fun
Andrew,
I am so happy they showed this.
Oh, that was beautiful.
I am so happy
they showed that was great. That's what Uche...
Yes. You see what I mean? You see the vibe?
That's what Uche...
That's the vibe. That's the vibe. That's a
hired member of society.
Oh my god.
So, Sissa, so one of the things that happens with them as they're talking is they start talking about the classic questions. Have you ever cheated on somebody? Blah, blah, blah. All of this. Alia said she has. And he goes, oh, okay. So tell me about that. And so she tells him basically that she cheated on her boyfriend 2 years ago.
Because she wasn't getting what she needed.
Because she wasn't sexually satisfied. It's not an excuse.
It's not an excuse. I'm just giving the facts.
Oh, okay. And that happened, and she never told him basically. And he was like, "Oh, so you're a recent cheater?" And
this man.
He went in on her. He
crazy.
That
was uncomfortable to watch.
It was very uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable. Like what?
And we had a conversation about it. I feel like it's okay to disagree with cheating. That's fine. You could if you're unhappy, leave, sure. But to berate the girl,
he was antagonizing her too. Like it was just like when somebody's trying to explain, this happened 2 years ago. Like I've changed. I would never do that again. Like this is something da 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 da. And it's just like, yeah, but it's only 2 years ago. Yeah, but da da da. Yeah, but you didn't tell him. So if you didn't tell him, you didn't face the consequences. And if you didn't face the consequences, then you don't really sorry. And it's like, bro, don't tell me what I faced.
You told him because you didn't tell him because of your selfishness, because you were trying to do this. And you don't tell her what she's feeling. One, sir, you don't know me enough to do that. Exactly. To be fair. And here's my thing. Yes, I will, to speak on the other side a little bit, she made some excuses. There was some stuff that I was like, this is an excuse for cheating. This is an excuse for lying. But he was like, and as soon as he heard an ounce of not accountability, he jumped, he pounced, but I also was mad at the fact that she wasn't like, yo, shut up, chill. No, because but I don't think that's her personality. True, but it's like we're getting to know each other, and then now you're acting that way. Oh, goodbye, or just walk out. The way I would have walked out fast, because you're not talking to me like that. Yeah, Emmy would have been out. Emmy would have been out. I would have been out too, actually, to be honest. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Because why would you let somebody, you don't even know him like that, why would you let somebody talk to you like that? But to what? You see, that's the whole point. The whole concept of this show is stupid too, because it's like, truly you don't know me well enough. You don't know none of these people well enough to be asking their hand in marriage. No. That is insane. But also, you're out here talking about, you cheated 2 years ago, that's recent. You shut up. Shut up. Literally shut up. Literally 2 years ago is not really, it's recent, but it's not really recent. Well, we can maybe agree to disagree. Okay, but here's the thing, right? It's just, as some people believe once a cheater, always a cheater. Listen to me. Then that means you don't believe that people can actually change and improve. Some people don't. Okay, well, then you need to reflect. I disagree from that, but I think that there's a lot of people that think that recidivists, you're always going to return to that way. If that's how you responded to a situation, you can respond to that again. I feel you, but it's so interesting how people really think that it's just. I mean, there's some people, maybe it's a personality trait. Maybe I'm saying maybe because I could never know for sure. But I feel like not necessarily. I feel like some people fuck up, and then sometimes they're like, damn. And then that's the one time where they're like, okay, I agree. Right again. You know what I mean? And she really was trying to explain, I'm not. I just didn't like how he spoke to her. That's a no. But the way that jump, that's the way that Uche speaks to women in general. Oh, I don't like. Uche is problematic, and we're gonna continue. So they do that. She exits the room crying because she's upset because she thinks maybe she has lost him. She goes back to the pods. Her bestie Lydia is comforting her. That also was. I never knew they were that close, but it's always interesting to me to see the relationships that sometimes form in the pods. I've thought about this in previous seasons too, because some people become very close. Like that girl, Irina, and the blonde girl, I forgot her name. I mean, but they're together all the time for 9 days? The 9 days is not even long. That's what I'm saying. I get it. It's I don't, but how is it? Because just a little fast forward, when Alia was talking about Lydia being auntie to her children, I was like, okay. I was just saying. But then again, you know what?
you know how people do trauma bonding? I feel like also going through experiences like that, it's not necessarily trauma, but it's a strong, like a very important experience that you went through together. So nobody else in the world actually understands that. So maybe that's why you form strong bonds.
Yeah, that's true. That could be a reason.
I'm just saying, but
so she was comforting her.
But Lydia was catchy.
Oh yeah, she was, and well, Lydia at this moment we didn't know, but we just thought, okay, she's comforting her a lot. They're very close. She's telling her, you know.
You're so like me. We're so alike. That's what she was saying.
Yeah, she was saying we're alike because I see you in me, and I see you in me. And if he's not able to see that, and like he's actually like basically he's wrong for the way that he's reacting. And she was saying all of the things that would make sense that you would say to a woman who's
because at first I was like she's talking a lot. Because at first I was just like, this is giving too much.
Well, in my head at that point, I just thought they have talked about Uche and like they have talked about her relationship to a point that we haven't seen on camera. I mean, she seemed very invested in it. Like
she really seemed invested, and I was just like, she seems too invested. That was my opinion, and I mean, then after that, that was explained.
Yeah. So she gets through that. The next day, or I don't know when, but she goes back on a date with him. He apologizes. He said he reacted a little, it was a little extra. He was like, yeah, because the guys had talked him off the ledge too, like when he went back to the pods. And he said,
shout out to them though, because I really like that little moment that they showed where the men were really like, no, like, like maybe trying to like,
like,
it was, talk him down and just, like that was nice.
It was a good moment.
There's good people still,
Absolutely. And she said that, like, I felt like you were judging me, and, you literally said this. And he's like, did I say that? She's like,
yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I was like, why would you lie? That was yesterday or 2 days ago. Why would you lie?
She remembers, but, then they got back on track, right? So, I actually don't remember how the rest of this. Did he tell her that he has somebody in his past first?
It was just like, I just want you to, I just want to be honest. Like, I haven't been honest with you. Because after that, it felt bad. So he was like, I haven't been honest with you. There's somebody I've dated previously that's in the pods right now from my past and whatever. And she was like, who? And he was like, Lydia. And that's when like...
It was over.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, they're being so dramatic right now, but okay.
Because she didn't think it was a big deal. I remember.
It wasn't a big deal.
Oh, Lydia, who cares? You dated somebody here?
So here's the thing, right? This whole thing would not have been a big deal had Lydia not been on her like that. Because at some point, after a while, Lydia knew, that she was talking to Uche like that. But she kept telling, because even like, what's her name? Alia was saying, like, she's giving me information that I don't even want to have.
Oh, yeah.
So see, that's what I'm trying to say, where Lydia was too invested when she knew that shit was happening. So she still clearly had some leftover, whatever it was, baggage from that relationship. That whole thing would have been fine if Lydia hadn't been the way she was. Because outside of this, Uche being who he is, maybe they would have beefed or whatever, but Lydia being in the middle of it is the reason why Alia left. That, in my opinion, we will never know unless she actually comes and she says it.
We'll see at the reunion.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys are watching this. You know what we should do? We should live review the reunion afterwards.
We could do that.
Because it's airing at 8 on Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. They're not doing it live, but they're doing it like when everybody's there, like when you air it live,
they can't do it live
because they're really hooked up with that. So I feel like we should have a discussion, guys. Let's do a live reunion because I would want to talk about the reunion. But
also, I just want to say, shout out to the people that work at Netflix that on the technical side, because I know like doing a live streaming is very, 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 very annoying. And I'm guessing with the amount of people that they had, they needed a lot of bandwidth. But I'm just saying, guys. Next time, do a test run with your technical team before pushing something onto them. Because I'm sure somebody said, yeah, we don't have the capacity to do that at that moment. Listen.
Somebody done told
I'm just saying. So, but I'm glad y'all changing the formula a little bit this year because y'all listen.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it was just weird for me. It was just, Lydia was too weird for me. And that's why I was telling her I don't really like her. At that moment, I didn't really like her because I was just like, why are you so involved into that relationship? Now that now that everything is out in the open.
Yeah.
Why are you still being like, we're so like, oh, he did this and he likes this and he does this and he likes that. And it's like, in the real world, you don't necessarily meet people's exes like that to the point where they tell you that much stuff.
For sure.
So that was my issue with this, because basically Lydia prevented that thing to see its course the way maybe you would have unfolded.
I think she was doing a lot in that. So my thing with, like,
she sabotaged him, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, she sabotaged him. But hey, who am I?
But yeah, so he tells her there's somebody from her past, it's Lydia, and at that point, well, the thing is, like, the producers show us when Lydia comes in and hears Uche's voice, and she, they identify that it's each other. At one point, she says, like, "Do you think it's fate? Should we start over?" And he said, like, I think they both were like, but they were like, nah, because then defeats the purpose of Love Is Blind. My thing is,
I said no.
Huh?
No, I remember it. She was like, "Oh my baby, maybe it's fate."
No, he said no.
He was really like, yeah. So that's when. Because there's a conversation.
But he said that would defeat the purpose of the experiment.
True, but there's a conversation that happened later on where this very thing was brought up, and Lydia said to Alia, he said that maybe we could try again. When in reality, that's why I'm telling you, she sabotaged it. I was so pissed.
And I'll be truly honest here. I think people sometimes remember conversations how they want to remember them. And I'm gonna be honest, because when what's his name
there's
said
a difference between
it's quite. This is the only time I'll defend her in her words. I think it's quite possible to hear what you want to hear in that moment. Like he said, "Oh, if it had not been for the fact that it's the experiment, we could have tried again." Like in her head, this is what happened.
Nikki, if I go ahead and tell a man, "Hey, maybe we should try again. Maybe this is fate. We keep bumping into each other or whatever." And the man says, "Huh?" And then the man said, "Oh, no, that would defeat the purpose of the experiment," or just no. And then I go back and I say, "He said we could even try and get back together." No, there's an issue. I am sorry. I know that you could remember conversations differently, but there's we're jumping. You know what I mean? We're going.
Your perception is your reality.
No. Okay. So wait, which show is that from?
It's Love Is Blind, and Milton said
it is Milton. Shout out to Milton. I love him.
But so then Alia has a reaction normally, like, what the hell? So now she goes and she tells to Lydia, like, "Yo, I found something out." So Lydia proceeds into just telling everything. Like, we slept together this many months ago. We did this. He has a dog. He has a Tesla. He has
everything. I feel like some people on Twitter were like, she's basically about to tell them details about his anatomy that probably she don't want to know. Hey, because
Alia was like, "I don't want to hear this." Like, she was like, "I'm still," because the way Alia came out first was like, "Hey, we can get through this. I still want to be your friend." Blah blah blah. But then as Lydia was talking, you literally see Alia's face change, like, "Ma'am."
But I also just want to say, I also blame Alia. You could remove yourself from a situation. Hey, the quickness with which, if I don't feel the vibe,
you'll get up and walk. Yeah, she
why would it? Because and then she goes to Uche. "I don't want to hear this." Why are you complaining to him about something that she's doing? That's what didn't make sense at all for me. Why are you complaining to him about something that she's doing as if he can talk to her and tell her to not do it? It didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense.
You're right.
Sense.
And it felt like, and I will say this too. I just want to go back a little bit to when they were in the pause and Uche was telling Alia about it. He was very... Now, I know not talking trash about your ex. I understand that. There's a way to not talk trash about your ex. But he was, my opinion, overly complimentary to this woman. Okay, she's one of the greatest friends you'll ever have. Like, she'll always be there for you. Like, I want the best for her. Like, it was very... I was like, okay, Uche, okay.
I mean, I've done that. Maybe not to that extent, but I've
done that. Like, it was very friendly. It was like, and it's like, for me, it's like, we'll talk about it too, because it's like, she's that great of a person, but then,
she could be that great of a person and not that great to be with him. We also need to agree that not all great people need to be.
Yes, but then why did you come back? After you said she was, we gonna get
do we need to explain that sometimes you come back not because the person is, you just come back because
so you're dumb.
No, you're not dumb. You come back for other reasons.
Senor.
You know what I mean. Hey, YouTube. Okay, we can't.
We've been cussing. Like,
no, cussing is fine, but
we can't say sex. I can't say that.
I'm just saying. Ever since I've been doing this sex thing at work, I've realized anything they just.
But we've said, okay, so
all I'm saying is, hey.
Okay, I get it. So then, yes, so she goes back and they try to kind of work on it, but then Lydia, what's her name? Alia goes and tells Uche what you just said. She just told me all these things. How come you didn't tell me y'all slept together 3 months ago? She doesn't think it's a big deal. Emmy doesn't. Me, I do. Because this is your, yes, not a big deal, but it's a deal. No, maybe not big, but deal.
Do y'all just expect people not to have sex? Like, what?
But why with her? It's so many times that they've gone back to her.
So I have,
but she's a bad person. But she's a stalker.
For the people watching.
No, I'm not going back to my stalker. Me and my stalkers.
For the people
let me tell you about my stalkers.
For the people watching. Have you gone back to
a
ex
stalker? No.
When you knew that ex wasn't good for you. You knew, like, every time you used to see that man or that woman or that person, you were like, I know this shit ain't good, but damn. You know what I mean? I know some of y'all would be like, yeah. I did it. I know they did. It's not a question of defending him. It's just a question of like common sense. It's like people.
But he seems like he's
go back to toxic things all the time.
He wants me to believe that he is so put together. He's so
he's not.
He doesn't cheat. He's highly moral.
But that's the thing. It's like don't forget that a lot of people, when you go on TV, even as much as you want to be yourself, there's also a little thing that you have to put in front. So maybe this guy was trying to be like all proper and stuff, but it's like, it's fine. People go back to toxic things all the time. Have I not gone back to toxic things or things that weren't for me all the time?
On parle pas de toi.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
We're talking about Uche and his toxicness. Now, anyway,
but we could still be fair and say that this happens.
It happens, but it seemed like it kept happening.
I want you to write it in the comments. Or send us a message or something.
I think it happens because, like, I'm sure it happens. I'm just saying 2 and 2 did not make 4 in their story. That's what I'm saying.
First of all, Lydia by herself is an equation with the ex, and the ex is like unknown and we don't understand. Like, nobody knows how to solve it, this one. Okay? I still, till this day, don't understand why she interfered so much with that relationship. Because she went ahead and did her thing.
And I don't understand why Uche felt the need to come and have a conversation about Lydia and to continue to interfere in her relationship. I don't understand so many things.
But here's my thing. And we're gonna get to that, but when Uche came and interfered with Lydia's stuff, I am fucking petty. You fucking up my shit, I'm fucking up your shit. That's how it is. That's how I saw it.
But she didn't.
She did.
Okay. Because Alia wanted to get back with him.
Yeah, and then until she wanted to get back with him until she was like, she keeps telling me these things and this things and this things and this thing. And she's just left.
After, okay.
And she left.
Okay, so she leaves the experiment. Uche asks her. Here's my thing. She leaves the experiment after she apparently gets into an argument with Lydia. We didn't know that at that point. When Uche...
So Lydia is responsible.
Because why like he said to her on the phone, like, why did you let this conversation with this girl, before you even talk to me, when we're talking about getting married, you're just gonna leave.
I'm trying to fucking say Lydia is literally, if you take Lydia out of the fucking shit, they would have done whatever.
She didn't help, but Alia was lacking some maturity here.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, literally, if Lydia wasn't there, that thing would have run its course. I don't know where it would have stopped. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they would have gotten married or anything. I'm just saying it would have run its course and we would have been able to see something. Lydia fucked it up, in my opinion, on purpose from the start. And the thing is, because she knew, the moment she knew, you can remove yourself. There's situations where, you know, two friends or your ex or whatever, you remove yourself. We see it in everyday life all the time. She didn't remove herself. In my opinion, she fucked it up on purpose because she kept talking. She didn't have to talk about this man. If they were friends, they could talk about anything else under the sun. But no, she wanted to talk about this man and their thing and what he was doing and how they fucked 3 months ago and how they did this and how they did that. When she went ahead and did her own relationship with her man, and she did not give a shit of what she did to this man, because I felt like she was petty and he decided to be petty back. That's it.
Okay, we're just gonna agree to disagree on that. Well, you know what I mean? Hey, if you know, you know. Now, she leaves the experiment. We see at some point the producers allow Uche to call her. He calls her, gets upset about her explanation, which we just explained why she left. She had an argument with Lydia, and then walks away. That also pissed me off.
I would be upset.
I'm like,
I'd be upset.
No, babe, you called her. You asked what happened. Let her speak.
She spoke. That was very unsatisfying.
Then you're walking away. This man annoys me, irks me. I don't care.
But see, that's the thing. He already irks you. But I'm looking at the thing, I'm listening to what she's saying, and I was like, no, if I was him, I'd be pissed too. I would literally be pissed too. And I'm not saying I like him. I don't even like him like that. I don't care. But it's just, I was watching this whole thing unfold, and it's really like you really let somebody talk, like get into your head and talk about shit. Because I didn't even tell you all this. You got mad because some of the stuff she told you, but that's and now you left. Yeah. I would be pissed too.
So I was annoyed with both of them, and actually everybody in the situation pissed me off.
All four of them.
Because I found Alia very and I thought that she was immature from the responses she was giving to the cheating. Even from before.
Yeah, the responses weren't great.
She was like, I was like, this girl, she has a little more growing to do, you know what I mean? And then I realized heavily when it's like, you left, your explanation that you're giving to this man, you're expecting him to be what, happy? Jump? And like, oh, actually, yeah, let me come propose right now. You right, girl. And then Uche, I just, I don't like his face. So, there's that.
But see, also, why would you say on TV that you cheated 2 years ago and you didn't tell the man? Now you're going to know. First of all, he's going to know.
He definitely knows now.
And why did you need to know if nobody knew? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my God.
Took that to the grave, girl. But yeah, so then what happens on the other side is now there's Lydia and Milton. She's been focusing on that connection since Izzy dumped her. So because the news is out about her past relationship with Uche, she tells Milton about the relationship,
which was good.
Yes, of course.
Good that she was upfront with that.
Milton and her, they had a cute little connection from the beginning, based on the rocks and stuff. But he's younger than her.
They're so geeky together.
They're such nerds. Oh. He's 24, she's 30. However, there's a lot of older women. There's Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, Nick Jonas, Priyanka Chopra.
Yeah, but he's 24.
Yeah, but he's gonna grow.
Yeah, no, but he's 24.
Gabrielle's 9 years older than Dwayne.
Okay, but when did they start dating? Was he 24?
He was in his 20s.
Was he 24?
I don't know if he was 24.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Because I remember when he turned 30, she's like, oh, you're finally 30. Which was funny. But, to each their own. So it works sometimes. It's not only the man.
For me, the age thing wasn't really what...
No, but
for me, I'm not that you're 24 years old. What are you doing here?
Baby. But eventually he will grow. Now, she just has to be patient. But yeah, so he reacted the way I expect a guy to react. He was like, oh, he needed to be talked off the ledge a little bit too.
I think he reacted pretty well, actually. Look, the process.
But he definitely did. Yeah, he took but he wasn't like, oh, that's nothing.
For sure. But I feel like that speaks to his character throughout the show. Mm-hmm. He tends to okay, this is okay. Let me process. But the way he reacted to it was really nice.
It was very mature. He's of the four, even though all four annoy me. He's the most mature.
It's just the most calm and collected. The other ones are just petty and messy.
So then he proposes to Lydia, and then we have another engaged couple. Izzy proposed to Stacy, and then we have our 3 engaged couples. Now let's move on to the real world.
Can we
pause?
Yeah, can we just close the window because I'm freezing.
Okay.
Est-ce que tu peux stopper? I'm sorry, because si je bouge, peut-être je vais Yeah, just push it all the way. Yes, thank you. Okay, so you could just...
Yeah, real world. So, alright, so now let's move on to the real world. So we get into the real world, let's just get this couple out of the way first. Taylor and JP. Taylor and JP are an interesting couple. This man has,
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. That's the only thing that came to my mind.
Yeah, he has a perpetual American flag on at all times. In any form, socks, shorts, shirt, cap. America.
I would just say that America has managed to market themselves into a brand. Like, it's beautiful to see. Like, wow.
Star-spangled banners. Yeah. We see them, they were kind of boring initially, but we notice immediately, like, they're in the pool together. There's a very big, awkward communication barrier. Like, everything they were saying was, like, she was talking and he was just like this.
The vibe was so off. It's like... it's like she lasted three whole days of this. 3 days. Like, you see this? 3 whole days.
That was him the whole time.
I would not last one night.
I
would not last one night.
Sir, do you have words? Like, and she was like, it's
do
like,
you speak?
Are you understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth? Like, I was like,
because she really had to talk to him. Because in the pods, they were talking, right? So she really was like, what happened? Like, what's the difference between the pods and now? Like, I feel like she was really like wondering, you know? And the man answered. The answer, guys.
The way they were, can we just talk about the way he kissed her too first though? Every kiss was like, it was like we're banging our heads together and it was a forced, weird ass thing. What the I didn't know how she managed this.
Listen,
and apparently, did they have sex?
I hope
no, they didn't
not.
have sex.
I hope not. I hope she didn't do
that.
Because it's not that the man is ugly. That's not why I'm saying this. It's because to each their own. But it's more the answer that he gave to why
he could have been more charming if he at least had a personality that was, you know.
Yeah, and if it wasn't trash, I'm sorry, but like,
equivalent to the
sir,
of trash.
Why? Okay, so just basically, she goes to talk to him and she's like, yeah, what's going on? Like, can we actually talk? Like, I don't understand what's going on. Da da da. Why this man proceeds to say, I don't know, when you came out of the pod, like,
finally,
you had so much makeup on, I felt like you were fake. So let me just pause it here, right?
Pause. First.
Because, you know, you go and see a man, it's the first time you see him, you have feelings for him. Even if you don't have feelings for him, the first time you meet a guy, like, you kind of want to be, you know, not everybody wears makeup, and that's perfectly fine. Some people wear a bit more makeup, some people a bit less, some people don't at all, but it's just like, you know, you want to be dolled up a little bit, do your makeup, put your lashes on if you want to put lashes on, like, you know, just be cute and stuff. So she was actually very cute. Like, she had a little dress on, she did her makeup and stuff. So he's like, yeah, you had so much makeup on, and your lashes, I felt like you were so fake.
He was so weird.
I had to pause because I was like, this man does not say because you had makeup on and you were fake. The way I would have went in the bathroom, did some more makeup, and came and be like, mwah, goodbye. Like, what?
I was like, what is this man saying? Like, he's like, I feel like 99% of women would be happy to have a guy that tells them they don't have to wear makeup to be pretty. Like, I'm attracted to you like this.
No, like, we actually like for the ones that do makeup, most of us like makeup.
We enjoy makeup it's not for you, boo. It's for us. Okay, and
also it's for the ladies, you know, when you're like, oh my god, I love your foundation, when you get it. Like, it's not for y'all. Nobody cares about y'all like that.
We really don't.
When it comes to makeup.
And
Come on.
Don't be telling me what to do with myself.
Real.
And two, bullshit, bro. That is not the reason. I don't know what it is, but it's not that.
Because if it's the reason, that's actually scary. Because I know you be on Instagram liking the pictures of them Instagram models that have everything modified and their face done and like Facetune on it and Photoshop on it.
It's not the reason why you closed up like a clam. You gained zero personality. Like, no.
That's, you know what? She dodged the bullet. I am so happy she left.
The next morning she wakes up and they were supposed to have a conversation. I would have come with a full beat. That's just me.
Right?
That's just me.
Listen, lash everything. When I tell you the most blush I've worn in my whole life, okay? The best contour.
And she came plain face. So I was like, all right, girl, you're being nice. And she tells him, he's like, you know, I'm willing to try again. She's like, I'm not.
I would have done the crazy lashes, even though I don't like them, just to spite him. No, I would have done like the crazy long lashes that look like you're about to fly away. Those. Y'all need to stop with this, by the way. I'm sorry, but y'all need, like, it's not cute.
So that's what happened. Then we don't see JP and Taylor. They're out. They're done.
Thank God.
So before we get to the last two couples, I want to talk quickly about the there was a get together that all the cast had because they have no content for this season.
Yeah, and we even saw some people that we never saw before in the show. Like,
some people that were in the pods that didn't get engaged or whatever. All the pod squad people. They come back. They have this reunion. During the reunion, Uche arrives. Before Uche arrives, what's his name? Izzy arrives also very upset.
Yeah.
Ready to he was very catty. He pulls Johnny to the side and they have a conversation and he tells Johnny that he thinks she's a shit person. You ain't shit. We don't fuck with you. Nobody here likes you.
When he said that, I was like, ooh, because he didn't lie. Because
really, it was like, we don't like you and you know, I think you're fake, and I think that you and Chris, that's not gonna last. He was just going in on her. I was like,
oh yeah, because Johnny and Chris,
they reconnected after the pause. And
how did she find him again? Chris, you deserve better. Chris, you deserve better. Don't do.
You saw Chris's wheels turning that whole get together. He's like, so what is happening? Like, Chris was thinking, but anyways. So Izzy goes in on bullying. Even though Johnny, not a great person, also not my business. I have my fiance. I don't know why he cared so much to go talk to her. Like
it was like because he said his excuse was like Chris is a nice guy and he deserves better. He didn't
give a fuck about Chris.
He
just likes mess. He's a messy man. Patricia. Now he gets out of that situation with Johnny and goes immediately to Stacy. Yo, man, I just had a conversation. I just railed her.
They both feed off that energy though.
He was, and you know, she was lovely. She's like, she was ready for Johnny too. Like, he came in, he put a battery in her back. She was like, and it's like they fit off of each other.
Yeah, they really, no, that moment I was like, ooh, that's what, I was like, ooh, the sex must be crazy. Because they were.
Yeah, I mean, like, they like to berate people together, I guess. And you know, so she also had her moment where she goes in on Johnny as well. I was like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, you're just not a good person. You're this, you're that. Here's what you did in the pods. And really, Johnny was messy in the pods. I just didn't expect them to care that much. Like, she's with a new person. Y'all are engaged. Do we care?
But here's the thing. It depends what Johnny did to me personally. And it depends if there's stuff that happened behind cameras that we didn't see. Because me, I don't care that much. But if you do something to cross me, then it's free game.
I don't need to talk to you. I mean, she would have got so much dust from me. She would have got nothing. Yeah, but Johnny's here? Oh, I didn't know.
I'd have just been like, Chris, I hope you like your life.
I just truly, she would be non-existent to me.
Like, seriously, like I said, if she didn't, like, listen, nothing happened to me because of her, I'm in chill, but if something happens to me because of her, bon.
Okay, so c'est ça. So that, and then, you know, Johnny starts crying like, Chris, I'm back, bro.
Why was she crying so much? I'm sorry. I just find it very annoying.
They all hate me. And Chris was like, no, babe, like, I don't think that. Like, come on.
I'm here for you.
You have to, you know, come on. Like, I'm here for you. Did I say that? I didn't say that to you. And, you know, he was doing all the nice guy things, the supportive boyfriend thing. What are you supposed to do? You have to take her side, of course. And, you know, what's his name?
I think people just like to be... people like pain because you could just walk away. No, but you could just walk away.
I actually truly would have left. I don't know why she stayed. Because everybody, the energy is
nobody
off.
wanted her there.
Leave, child. But you know, she stayed and ate that. And you know, Johnny and what's his name? Izzy tried to warn Chris. Chris was kind of just like, you know, in a daze. He's like, all right, bro. Like, I don't know.
She chose you because she didn't have nobody else, and she wanted to stay on the show. She wanted to go on that free honeymoon. Okay, she wanted to go.
He didn't propose, so she didn't have to get together with him afterwards because at that point they missed the Mexico trip. So.
You're right, but I'm just saying.
Okay, so yeah, so then Uche comes in, very hot and bothered on a mission. Lydia, can I talk to you for a sec? Okay.
Also, why did she say yes? Because again, one more thing where people like pain.
I feel like, yeah, I think I would have said no.
Because also, I'm to you. Like, literally, I'm here with my man. Like, why? What do you want to talk to me
about? They went to talk to the back, and they start to relive their relationship. He pulls out screenshots. Now, I will say this, because y'all just gonna be up here acting all high and mighty, like y'all ain't never watch them stories.
I know I be watching them stories. I don't care.
I be watching some stories. And sometimes I watch your friends' stories. And sometimes
but I don't go and add people to watch stories. It's like I watch the people that I already have. And
message should come. Like if I'm on a thing and you posted something and then you tag some people, I might and then that's like, and they have a story and I might watch your story and I might find myself in a rabbit hole of stories. Oh, okay. Because you know what I mean? Yeah. And if you're trifling, you know, you're a trifling man and we don't trust y'all, I'm just, you know, a little bitter. It's fine. Sometimes, yeah, you look at the friend stories of Jason. I didn't think that meant she was a stalker for me.
The fact that people sent him screenshots, though.
Said, who's this girl? Why is she looking at my... But I think that's a little... Because I really don't be looking at who watches my stories like that. You know, so I don't think
when you look at your stories, it's when like you posted something and there's a specific person and you want him to see it and you're like, did he see it? So that's when you see. Because like nobody outside of that,
because other than that, I don't care.
I don't know if people care. Like that's what I'm gonna say. But I know that when you want when you want one person to see it, you're just like
clearly people care.
Going through it. But I feel like if you send a screenshot to a guy about a woman that is like looking at your stories, that means you're probably interested in the guy, because why else would you send the thing?
Watch it back. So he...
No, because it's like, you're like, oh, who is this? Click on her profile, friends in common, only this guy.
Uche,
then you're like...
Oh, do you know this girl?
You know what I mean?
True.
Because I would not ask, like, literally, I would not ask if it's not somebody I'm interested in, and I'm like, I feel like she's watching all my stories and I don't know her like that. And I wouldn't even do that because I don't care that much. But I feel that's the only logical thing.
Maybe those girls were effing each other. You know what I mean? I don't know. So he comes on that behavior, and then he's like, yeah, so... Also, you said all of these things to, what's her name, to Alia. You know, you had a fight with her, blah, blah, blah. He also goes into the fact that these two examples make her a stalker. The screenshots and also her riding up to his house.
Okay, that's kind of...
Now, riding up to his house, also...
But it depends on the context, but still, I was like, the I see you, so it's kind of... It depends on
the I see you was creepy.
Yeah, because if I receive an I see you, I'm like...
But also, a lot of y'all have done pull-ups. I want y'all to stop lying on the internet. On Beyonce's internet is crazy. But yes, after that is funny to me is when he got back with her. After the whole pulling up, because you were so scared for your life, you were being so much of the stalked. Well, okay, Uche. Sure, gets back with her. And then she's like, well, why don't we speak about you cheating on me?
I already told you what some of my guy friends have said about that situation. They were like, the only reason why he went back is probably the sex is fucking insane. It was like, crazy sex is amazing. They've said that, they've mentioned that, they were just like, you don't have, basically don't think about it with like a proper mind. Don't even try and make sense of it. It just be happening.
Well, my only thing is that she's not that bad.
That doesn't mean she's not that bad.
She's not that bad.
That's not what it means.
She's not that bad.
Listen to me. If you talk to some of your guy friends.
Okay, fine.
So, if you talk to some of your guy friends and you ask them about that, did you have one time? Just ask them. Did you have
Everybody has. We have it. You know, River. I've had times where I've gone back to situations where I should not. However, if I call somebody a stalker...
Notepad was also something I should have...
That was definitely something.
Hey.
But, but to the point where... But he's still... My only thing, too, is that even if he had negative things to say about her, he still had a lot of great things to say about her, which I don't have any great things to say about some of these people in my past. Two, he apologized for cheating on her. He said he was talking to, I forgot who he was talking to. Yeah, I said sorry for, cheating on, I think Milton, while I was in a relationship. So, I was like, okay, 2 + 2 didn't add up because y'all told me y'all was just casually dating. So how is that cheating? So were you in a relationship with the woman or not?
But see, here's the thing, right? If it was a situationship.
No.
Here's the thing. If it was a situationship, for someone that has had situationships where that shit lasted for too long for what it was, and then you start to get shit mixed up. You didn't cheat, but you cheated. You know what I mean? You weren't together, but you were together.
No, I don't know what you mean.
Okay, well. Okay. I'm just saying that if you ask people that have been in situationships for a long time where things weren't said and whatever, there's a conversation that is being had at some point for the people that do have it where it's like we were basically together.
And I'm telling you that Lydia and Uche were much more serious than he wants us to believe.
I don't know.
Okay. So
I don't know.
From that conversation, she brings up his cheating. There's a blow up. Now they're walking. They're going at each other. Milton comes in after I don't know what the hell he was doing. They're like,
no, he was gone. I think he went in the bath. He was in the bathroom or something.
Yeah, he was gone. Yeah. So he comes back in and they're like, yo, your girl's over there talking to homeboy. So he's like, I love Milton gave me mad energy.
But also nonchalant.
It was I was like, this is a man. He said, yo, can we? Uche was like, yo, I'm having a conversation where can we have a conversation in private? He was like, no, because we got plans about 10 minutes.
The way he pulled out his phone
I was like...
We got plans in 10 minutes.
I was like, Milton!
Okay, 24 years old, okay!
Check out, okay, energy! And then he's like, so basically it's like, Lydia, you got 10 minutes to wrap this up. So, they go a little more and then she walks away. She goes to find Milton. He tries to talk to Milton. Milton pulls out the Pythagorean theorem and multi-dimensional equations to read this man. Like, bro, your perception is different than hers. My mom always said your perception is your reality.
But that's one of the greatest answers to anything. No, because it's like different perceptions, let it go.
I don't know, your ex, I'm Y, she's Z, we're all going in different directions. And Uche was like, so you wouldn't mind if somebody, he was just like, I don't care. Shut up. That's basically the energy. I'll see you in the group chat, bro.
And I like the fact that he was like, when I said that meant like, I don't even hate you like that, but I ain't got time for this.
I don't. Yeah. And I was like, this is a man. And she just sat down stuck.
But also, she talked to Uche for way too long, in my opinion. Like, why did she stay?
They shouldn't have been talking in period. But
no, because she was even feeding onto the conversation. I was like, girl,
because she let him get riled up. She's too Milton does say she's emotional, but she gets very into her. And she let him get her to the point that she was like, okay, no return. Now we're fighting. So, anyways, but yes.
She has a whole man. You fighting with your ex. That's not looking good. I'm just saying.
And Milton tells her about that later. He didn't like how she handled the situation. Now, let's talk about Lydia and Milton as a couple. Now, they're together. They are, me at first, when I seeing them together, I was disgusted. From the reveal, I felt like, what is happening? Like, I don't...
Like, I want to laugh. I don't know. So, explain the disgust, though. Because I want to understand what exactly was disgusting to you.
Afterwards, when I went on Twitter and I got it just feels like I keep seeing Lydia kissing this little boy. And it's like, I want her to stop. It's like, I feel like this is...
I feel like Milton... Like, no lie, I feel like Milton should be in one of those, like, you know, what's it called? Not high school, but like university drama shows with like a little university girl, like in the same age range, maybe 20, maybe 21, you know, not like, and it's not that Lydia looks old, but she looks a little older than 30. So given that he's 24 and he's a black man, and he gonna stay looking young for a long time. I was just like, this is funny. But you know, they keep kissing. That's one thing I noticed. There's this one time they kissed in the bed. They kissed in the bed, and I was just like, oh god. It's like,
all they do is kiss, and his neck gonna hurt because she's a small little thing.
They're gonna have to kiss. He's 24. He has a lot of energy.
Sure. You know, so they go to the honeymoon. They have a cute little honeymoon. My thing was like they communicate so well together. Like I was very amazed.
Milton is a communicator.
Yeah.
Well, at least
he expresses himself, but he's not emotional about it.
But there's a thing about them that I didn't like is when Lydia goes to, you know, at some point like they go visit each other's apartment and they visit each other's family. So I won't talk about families right now, but when she visited his apartment, she's like, ew, this rug is ugly, you need to get rid of it. Oh, this. She kept like making a lot of comments about stuff. Yeah, and I was like, you need to, like, you can't just come into somebody's space and just criticize everything negatively like that. I was just like, man.
Yeah, he was really, and that's one thing.
And she kept being like, you're a little boy. It's like, shut up. If you're a little boy, then I would have been like, so I'm a little boy. Like, I would have known I would have like, I'm a little boy.
That's what pissed me off with them is they kept pointing out each other's like thing. So she would point out his age. He would sometimes hit on her age, but he would hit on her accent. It's like, girl, you can't speak English. Like, why you say this like that? And I was like, both of them annoyed me. He's like, stop pointing out his youth.
And you stop pointing out his... He was like, you want to be my Puerto Rican wife? Bro, what?
I was like, oh. Like yeah, maybe that's how they like it to pick on each other like that, but I found it annoying. But whatever. And he stands his ground with her. He doesn't let her walk over him because she tried to get him to wear the matching outfits. She was like, no, I'm going to wear my shorts that I want to wear. She's like, wear the black ones, please. He was like, no, I'm not going to wear them.
People want to do the matching thing so bad, but it doesn't have to be like not every couple needs to be.
We don't have to.
And also the Instagram matching thing, some people don't like it, and it's fine. Like what?
Yo, shit. He stood his ground, and then we see like a peek into their lives. He got the rocks on the microscope. They both have weird working schedules he has a weird working schedule that they're gonna have to work through, or else they're never gonna see each other. There's challenges that they're gonna have. Like. Emotionally, they're both very different. He was raised in a family, as we see, very straightforward, not very lovey-dovey. And she's from a big emotional family. They call each other every day. They're in each other's lives. They're like,
that's a lot.
It's two different extremes of a family. And he kind of was like, I remember him saying like he likes that because he doesn't see that emotion from his family. So he's kind of gonna get both sides, but then living with it. Like, seeing it from time to time is one thing, like when the in-laws visit. But living with her, he's going to have to be...
But I kind of just want to talk about the mom and the sister.
Sure, let's talk
Milton's mom and Milton's sister.
C'est dans son batterie.
So I want to talk about, like, Milton's family. Like, I loved his family. Or at least how they talked to him. And I felt like they were some of the realest family members that I've seen on, like, throughout the show in the different seasons. because like.
Yeah.
Throughout the show and the different seasons, for me, they were like the realest because they actually gave, for me, what was a genuine reaction of somebody bringing like someone into your house. It's like, about, we talked for 9 days, then we got engaged. That is insane. I don't care. Like, what?
Yeah, no, I like how they talked to him afterwards.
Like, when they were like, what the fuck are you doing? And then he said, I don't care. Because he told his sister, I don't care. Even if you tell me to not do it, I will do it. And I was like, well, at least, he's making his own decision. But I like that his family was just like, what the fuck are you doing? Because if somebody was to pull up one day in my family and be like, yo, Emmy, here's my man, or here's my girl, or here's my person that I met, 15 days ago, and we're engaged, I'll slap the shit out of you. No, because what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I would have a lot of questions.
So that's what I'm saying. I really liked that dynamic.
What I like about their family that I see from Milton is that they are, even though they are very strong-minded. Nobody was going to convince him to do something he didn't want to do, and nobody was going to, would vice versa. Whereas with somebody who has a family structure like Lydia's, they're all involved in each other's decisions. Yes. You know what I mean? They'll talk to each other like, oh, I don't like him, girl. And she could listen. You know what I mean? And those have families. Now Milton was like, okay.
He was like, cool, I'll listen to what you said.
Cool, good for you, and I'm still gonna do what I want. Thanks. But what I didn't like is that I felt like she, during the meeting, I thought she was definitely in a lion's den. The mom was very standoffish, tight.
He's 24, she's 30, talking about, I want to marry your son.
Okay, season. She had the right question.
No, I know, but it's like, season, it's 6 years, it's fine. Like, I don't mind that, but in a mom's mind, I feel like 24, you're still a child.
For sure.
And she's like, what the fuck is a 30-year-old woman looking into a 24, looking for in a 24-year-old man? Like, can't you find any 30 plus that actually want you, or at least 28 plus that actually, because from a mom's perspective, I'm not a mom, but I could see it.
Yeah, but
I could see
I asked my mom about this because my brother's the same age, and I asked her what she would think, and she was like, well, my mom is very different. She's more like, whatever makes my kids happy is what it is. Like, she's like, if that's what he wants,
that's actually cute.
I'm not gonna tell him what to do. Like maybe this 30-year-old woman, she's the one that makes him happy, and he has had an experience with her that he hasn't had with the other 24-year-old woman. And she was very politically correct. That's my mom. And my thing is also, my mother in our relationships, even if she doesn't agree with something, she's never gonna get involved. So there's that as well. But
here's the thing: I may not get involved, but I'm just gonna say what I have to say. Après, you do what you do. I'm not gonna dictate your life or whatever, but I'm gonna tell you what I think. Especially if it's like a close family.
You come to ask me because that's what the meeting is.
I'm just gonna say this. Now you do what you want, but I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it. That's it. But then you do what you want, and it's fine. And I mean, the decision that you make, I'm gonna support you. But I mean, if it turns out the way I thought it was gonna turn out, it's gonna be what it is. For sure. If it turns out good, I'll be really happy. But
and Lydia's answer was that she's dated older men that were her age, and none of them have understood her or had the maturity that Milton had. So she was like, okay, life kind of like, wow, okay, he proved me wrong then. People are saying on Twitter that, she had a lot of the PC answers, but I feel like they were her answers. I think she had all the answers. Saying.
Yeah, but she had all the answers. Because even the sister said it. She was like, she has all the mature answers. She has all the right answers. And my only thing, I know they connected on the rocks and all of that and da-da-da. I like that we're calling it the rocks because geology. And I'm sure they have that thing in common and maybe other stuff in common. But I also want to remind people that this is the same Lydia that was in tears after she got rejected by Izzy. And that was the same Lydia that was wanted to be chosen.
No, Izzy. She didn't know Izzy.
No, but you know what I mean. That is the same person that literally wanted to be chosen so bad. And yes, she found somebody, but it's I'm questioning. For me, I'm always going to question when somebody's like, I want to get married, I want to be a wife so bad.
If it's real.
I always question that if it's 100%, because it could be real in some part, but I'm questioning if it's 100% real, or if it's 100% because of him, or is it 80% because you want to get married and 20% it fits the criteria. Right. That's always something I'm going to question because there's some people, they have a strong need and want to get married, and they would get married with anybody that fits whatever criteria they have at that specific moment.
And so my thing is, I think that because of that is why I don't think it's fake with Milton, because he doesn't fit in all her criteria. Izzy fit in the criteria, and that's why she went for him. And I think she originally connected with, we saw their first connection. She originally connected with him, but as soon as she heard his age, she was like, oh, and she focused on Izzy. That, because she wrote him off because of his age. But what she had to do is reevaluate after that, because now she's like, okay, well, I did have a connection with this guy. Am I really going to stop it because of X factor? And she's like, what? Let me do the experiment the way it's done it. Let's see. And I think it just happens to have worked out. Mm-hmm. Now, we also see that they have a lot of differences in the way they live. He's a little messy, and the mom mentioned that. She's like, how you going to deal with that?
He's 24.
So, I wasn't messy at 24. Not to be a slob. I'm putting my plate on the bed, on the couch,
So I'm just gonna... Have you seen a dorm of men?
There's 50-year-old men that are slobs, I'm just saying.
I'm not trying to do gender stuff, but I'm just saying, have you seen a 24-year-old man,
C'est correct, 35 maintenant. Fais attention. Lift your... I see my brother, even at a younger age, when the girl comes... You don't act the same way.
They do. Usually when a girl come over, they're just like...
So you're going to let this woman who you're going to marry see these things? No, clean up, bro. That was annoying. And obviously he's not with... He said it too. It's like, it's one of the best parts about her personality. It's also one of the worst. She gets emotional. And he's not like that. And he's trying to gauge it. And they have on their last date, he talks to her. He's like, yo, bro, I really didn't like the way you handled that whole Uche situation. Why did you get so worked up about this guy that's your past? And she's like, that's just me. That's me. That's who I am. I'm not gonna change.
But that's the thing. It's coming from two different types of families, like you said. It's really the construction of who you are as an individual that happens within your environment in which you grew up really informs how you are. And a lot of people that grow up without having that emotional aspect and emotional connection, or outwardly showing emotions, they usually don't know what the fuck to do when they're confronted with somebody that has the complete opposite. So either that could clash, or maybe they could teach each other how to balance. Maybe they could balance.
Because he's very nonchalant, so maybe she can teach him a little bit more to...
Sometimes I just want to
shake him.
Yeah, you too nonchalant, bro. I like the vibe, but I don't like the vibe. I feel I don't know if we could hang.
I just remember...
Could you hang?
With
he's 24. Could you hang with Milton?
Hell no. First of all, I'm 28. I couldn't hang.
I know, I'm just saying this. But I'm just saying.
I remember this clip of Selena talking about her husband, Chris Perez. And he's a very calm and nonchalant guy. And she was saying what did she say? She said, sometimes I just kind of poke him and say, stuff you don't know. Are you alive or not?
I'm dead.
Literally, because he be just so that's what Milton reminds me of. Because are you aware of life is happening around you? He's just in his world, la la la, Milton's world. And I kind of F with it too, though. I'm not going to lie.
Milton watches this so he can see you being la la la.
Milton's world, math equations, rocks. It's funny. Rocks. And dirty plates. But anyways.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so they go to the wedding day. I knew actually by the vibe of both that it was gonna be a yes.
I like what Milton's dad said to him before the wedding. He said, "Are you ready to be the leader?" But not the leader, but he used another word.
The leader of your house.
Yeah, not the leader, but he said something about not protecting your house, but something about guiding. It just came to him on a really are you ready to take this next step in your life type thing. And I thought that was really nice, to have that little moment. It was cute.
Yeah, I thought it was a cute father.
And it was so funny because it was so calm and collected. On the other hand, you had Lydia and everybody's ah! That was her
family. Her brothers, they were in tears. I was oh, their family is sweet. I wish even my family would get this happy for me for anything. Wow, it's they're sweet. But so they both end up saying yes, and there's a lot of kissing afterwards. Just a lot of neck bending.
I like how the priest was you're not supposed to kiss your wife now.
He was because I thought
it was this is not now.
I had thought, and then I was oh,
he was I didn't say the thing yet.
I was I think I like that. Cute. No, it's not uncomfortable for me anymore. But anyways, by that point, I was kind of I kind of hope they work out. I want to see how he tames crazy.
I really don't like that couple. I'm sorry, guys. I can't. The reason why I don't. It's not that I don't like them like that. It's just I don't.
You don't see it.
Nothing. You know when Tiffany and Brett, you felt it.
Yeah.
them, I don't feel nothing. I don't see nothing. I don't know if it's the editor's fault.
I feel it's the way that it started, everything that we know.
But it's like, no, it's just, I don't know. I don't see it, guys. I'm sorry. And if you do make it, like, hey, shout out to y'all.
We'll see at the reunion. Because we gonna
But, yeah, but,
anyways, so now they're married and, you know, they're happy and their families are happy. Stacy and Izzy. Now, they show up. Now, this girl showed up. Okay. Before we get there, I want to talk about the main moments. Their fights. They have a main fight after they get together. Because Izzy said, yo, I got turned on when you were going in at Johnny. She was like, what?
I mean, we could all see it. We all saw it. We saw they both got to. They both were like,
yeah. But she was like, that's kind of like, I don't want you to tell me you get turned on by this. I want you to just come and like tell me that I mean the world. Like, she's a woman that she wants
not in a bad way.
She wants, there's a certain way that she wants love to be shown.
Yeah.
Like, she wants a note. She wants constant telling me that you love me. She needs a certain type of love. Okay, and she told him at that point, and he's like, I'm not doing enough. Like, at that point, you could tell, it's like, once he was drunk as hell. And you could tell, it's like, yo, like, I feel like I've been doing everything. And he ends up crying in the class. He was crying in the class, I'm just saying. I was like, whoa, Izzy, this is not helping because she seems like she wants a man and all this, and she don't look at you like that right now. But whatever. They have that fight, they get past it. That's funny. Okay.
That's my Amazon package.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So he don't have no plates. He don't have no cups.
No, okay, that was crazy. No, because there's no reason. No reason why you don't have at least 2 plates, 2 actual proper glass, like,
we don't need it.
Or at least a mug.
We don't need it.
What do you eat with?
But you know what we do need? A drawer full of females things from the past.
What did he call it? Lost and found. That's hilarious.
She was like, bro, why do you have these things?
That's so weird, because I feel like women just have like old hoodies. Like, you know, we just have them because it's like, it's my hoodie. Like,
I have a lot of, but I'm never gonna tell you that they were.
Nobody's gonna know. So, it's just my hoodie. Okay, yeah, so when I'm cold, I'll be in the house.
Exactly.
I have a hoodie.
Exactly.
That's it.
And then what else? So they go visit the families. I don't remember what his family. They must have loved her. I don't know, because I don't.
No, that was the mom. The mom was questioning
her.
Yeah, and at some point the mom was like, "I just want my son to be happy."
Okay, I didn't remember his family.
She was like, "I don't wanna."
But her family, they got some coin. Okay, we could tell they got some coins.
The dad said,
you walked in.
The dad said, love gonna need to take flight and
sometimes love is a first class flight. You know,
when he
love
said
is also
love
paying the bills on time.
Okay?
He said, I said, go ahead, Papa.
Sir. I said, sir, love needs to take.
And Izzy was there like, yeah. So
it's the fact that he really said love needs to take, like, basically
because he knows his daughter.
Yeah,
and she gonna want some of those.
But see, here's my thing. I feel like he didn't say it right away. So I mean, the money. Once I started hearing about credit scores and stuff, I was like, it's done for him.
Stephanie.
And he was even like, yeah, I could offer her so much more than any man with money could offer her. And I was like, sir, why would you say that?
No, you can't.
I was like, don't say that. I was like, don't say that. Please don't.
Izzy, please. Izzy was just like a little puppy, a little immature 29-year-old puppy. He's a child. Izzy is a child. I stand by that. And Stacy is demanding. Yes. And then we get to their wedding day. He says yes. She says no.
She didn't love him like that. I feel like she was
okay saying no. Truly, yeah. She felt like, whew.
No, she appreciated him, but I feel like she didn't love him. And you know how she said that she always goes to, a lot of those people, they always go for the same type and it doesn't work. And I feel like this is one, I'm not saying that Izzy was the right way to go about not your regular type, but I'm just saying that maybe this is also a lesson for all of us. Then to realize that sometimes the reason why your type ain't working because it ain't for you, but that doesn't mean you just go ahead and take whoever is not your type to try and
because he got on his little misogynistic soapbox, like, because at first he was like, I'm okay with it, you know.
He wasn't.
Kiss, and then he was like, listen, I mean, I guess that's why you're 33 years old and still single. You know, I'm 29 and I can do this, like, do everything that, I'm like, sir,
here's my thing.
Just bow out gracefully.
If by the reunion she's like, yeah, I got a man now, I wouldn't be surprised.
I would not be surprised. And then he's 40, I also would not be surprised.
For real?
She wants an older man. She did not like
not just older men. She also wants she wants established. She wants status. You can tell she wants established.
She wants somebody like her
the
dad.
way the dad exactly. But then also, I can't blame her. The thing is, your dad is the first thing you see from a man. So you want a certain life.
She wants. She's gonna be the one helping. I'm not gonna lie. He's still growing. Like all of this. Like so yeah. Anyways. So and they go their own way. So that's Love is Blind, season 5.
Underwhelming as hell. Like, we've been talking a lot about things that didn't even make that much sense, to be honest. Yeah. I feel like this whole season was just...
It's definitely underwhelming.
Netflix
I thought it was messy, though. It wasn't. And a lot of people were talking about, like, oh, well, I was still tuning in. We talked about how much we hated, but we watched every episode, and I was one of those people.
Yeah, because Netflix don't have no content.
There's no content.
There's no content. I'll tell you, this is me. I tend to go to Prime more, so Netflix do better, okay? And I'm like, my friends are telling me about some shows on Apple TV, so I'm gonna go to Apple TV, but like, I'm like this close to like actually deleting Netflix, because like, there is nothing. There's one show, out of 55 shows, there's one show that's gonna be good. Like, Lupin just came out. I finished it. Now there's nothing.
Also, well, right now we're being entertained by the Smiths.
I'm tired. Leave me out of the group chat. Okay? I'm tired.
Take me out, please, of the group chat. Now, we're gonna talk about the real villain though of season 5 of Love is Blind. Do you want to go first for me?
You could go.
For me, the villain of Love is Blind season 5 is Lydia, but the real villain is Uche. That's my opinion on that. Uche can kick rocks with open-toed shoes.
For me, the villain of season, it depends on how you approach it, but the villain of season 5 is Lydia. But the real villain is Stacy. The real villain is Stacy, because she played that game too well.
She did.
She played that game too well.
She said, okay, bye now.
Exactly. She played that game too well. Lydia, I can see the passion. You know, she played that game too well. I wouldn't even put Uche as the real villain, because it's not, you know, I like people that, you know, I like the chess situation.
The little socks that she was
and Stacy,
I actually don't hate Lydia. Like, I kind of
I don't hate her. I just feel like she sabotaged that shit on purpose. She did. There's no way. I'm not going to a girl that I just met 2 days ago talking about, oh, you're dating my ex. Okay, so we did this and we worked together and we did that. And we fucked 3 months ago.
And Alia is better than me because I would.
Anyways.
So, guys, that's all. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, please subscribe, comment, you know, all of that under the little thingy.
Please subscribe.
You know, please subscribe.
Don't just watch and don't subscribe.
Yeah, share it with a friend. Please let us know the answers to some of the questions that we've asked. We want to know, who do you think is a real villain, and did you like this season or not? Because I feel like it was very unseasoned. It was giving potato with nothing on it.
There was another couple, actually, guys, that they had to take it out because it was a legal situation. If y'all didn't know, there was a couple that got engaged as well. Some legal stuff. Netflix, they smart.
Listen. Anyways,
we out.
Bye.